you guys, it's Megan from Create Your Future. I am back with another video, and I intend this video is for everybody out there who's trying to manifest their specific person and kind of wants to understand more about law of assumption, revision, and as well as self-concept, okay, and change your perception of yourself. Okay, so this success story comes from a client who took some of my courses as well as a one-on-one coaching client. The courses she took, before I forget to mention these, is Stop the Breakup and Change His Mind, Manifest Your Specific Person Masterclass, as well as How to Be Adored, Spoiled, and Pampered by Your Specific Person. If you're interested in any of my courses, there's a bundle for all that stuff, and they're on sale, and it's in the description in the link below, as well as if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, it's also in the bio and the link below. So anyway, this client specifically had gotten in a really, her specific person had broken up with her. Well, he said he wanted to break up. They'd been in a relationship for a couple years, and things were kind of getting worse and worse. And then one night, they got into, just kept fighting and fighting, and then they got into a fight, and he actually blocked her everywhere, blocked her on social media, blocked her on his phone, and kicked her out of his home as well. Okay, so this was kind of a disastrous, I guess, ending. Okay, and it could have ended there. So that was a disastrous thing. But because it's the law and we create everything in our reality, we know we can fix it, because that was something that was created by her previous assumptions, beliefs, and her thoughts. Okay, so she was able to change that. And so if that happens in your life and something's happening like that, I'm not going to say that I understand that that is really, really can be painful. So I understand that, but I also want you guys to realize that's why circumstances don't matter, because you can change anything, all right? Because it just was created by your limiting beliefs and assumptions that you kept thinking over and over again. And that brings me to my next point, is there is nobody to change but yourself. So you want to look at what your beliefs are, what your thoughts are, what led you to that, and then come up with intentions to change that, so you can actually manifest what you want, consciously. Because again, I say this over and over again, we're always manifesting, okay? But now we're going to deliberately manifest what we want to create. So again, she took some of these courses, which I'm going to say again: Stop the Breakup, Manifest Masterclass, Your Specific Person Masterclass, and also Masterclass of How to Be Adored. What I want to say about my courses, because I know there's been some questions, all my courses are going to work on your beliefs and your assumptions, because that's our self-concept. Our self-concept is, we must change that, okay? Because as Neville says, there's no one to change but ourself, okay? And that is the truest statement from working with everybody and doing this own work, with myself. So working with thousands of people, as well as manifesting my own relationships and all my trials and errors, and all my figuring out how manifesting works. So, what is self-concept? Because I do want to read a Neville quote right here. It says, a change of concept of self automatically alters his future, and a change in any term of his future series of experiences alters his concept of self. Man's assumptions, which he regards as insignificant, produce effects that are considerably. Therefore, man must revise his estimate of an assumption to recognize its creative power. All changes must take place in consciousness. The future, although paved or prepared in every detail in advance, as several outcomes. At every moment of our lives, we have before us a choice of which of several futures we choose. So I want to put that out there, because there's a couple things going on there. So if we take the example of the client who got in the fight, got broken up, and and forced, kicked out and blocked and everything, which is devastating, based on what assumptions and beliefs she was going to choose, and if she would have accepted that reality, then that would have continued. But she wanted to revise, work on her self-concept, and work on her assumptions and beliefs about herself, as well as relationships, and about her specific person. And she was able to do that, where everything changed, and they're back together. So what I want to talk about, you guys, is how do you do this? Okay, a lot of people, I've noticed that in other videos, we don't want to say vain repetition, okay, or vain affirmations. What I mean about that, you could say I'm beautiful all day long, but if you're not addressing those core subconscious beliefs that you have built in, your mind that you might not be aware of that are saying over and over again, that's what's going to be outpictured in your reality. So it's very, very important to figure out what is going on in your subconscious mind, because again, our subconscious hears directly what we're saying, and it doesn't care. It's non-selective, you guys, so it doesn't care if you want it. It doesn't care if it's good or bad. It doesn't care about it at all. It just hears what you said, gives a snapshot, and gives it back to you. So that's why some people feel like they're like, creating the same, relationships, or the same man or same woman over and over again, or they're caught in this, same sort of hell. Okay, but you can overcome this by looking at your patterns and coming up with the solutions to fix that, okay? And coming up with imaginal scenes and affirmations and intentions to fix this. So again, self-concept is how you see the world, okay? How you see yourself, what thoughts you have, your reactions to things, your impulses to things, what you're saying. If you're saying to yourself, no one ever sees my worth, no one ever thinks I'm important, I'm so nice, but no one else is as nice as I am. Everybody's going to treat you without being nice to you. They're not going to show up being nice. Okay, so you therefore want to change your belief into saying, and you can just write it down on paper even, and start affirming that everybody in my reality is kind to me. Everybody in my reality always treats me kindly. Okay, and that's going to change the rules in your reality. Okay, it's that simple. It's also how you see others, how you see the world, and how you see relationships. So those are those beliefs that we feel to be true. Or maybe a better word be assumptions that we feel to be true. And it's what we keep telling ourselves over and over again. And since our thoughts are creating, that's going to be outpictured. So specifically, that's what these courses are about. And also coaching can be the same thing. It's going through, what are your assumptions? What are your thoughts? Digging deep into that so you can come up with a solution to change that, and come up with the intentions, the imaginal acts to change that. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. So anyway, back to this client, connecting these two things. She was blocked. Okay, so this is someone they've been in a real long relationship with. They were relationship together, talking about moving the relationship forward, and they kept fighting and fighting and fighting to the point where he said he had enough. He blocked her, and he kicked her out, okay? Would not let her in. I mean, she was apparently knocking on the door and, just begging for him to come in, and he wouldn't let her in. So, obviously that's really, really devastating. So what do you do if that's you? What does she do to change the situation? All right, well, she, first of all, revised her perception of everything, okay? So a lot of us are taught to, just focus on the negative, focus on, reliving that over and over and over again, which I understand, but manifesting is actually seeing what's happening and coming up with a solution, what you want, okay? So her solution was to be in a happy, harmonious relationship. Therefore, she was not going to just focus on the little intentions of being unblocked or, him letting into to the house. What she really wanted to focus on was having the reunion, a relationship, where living from the end, focusing on what she wanted. And what she truly wanted was for him to apologize, to see her worth, and also to own up to what he had done. Okay, everybody has different desires, okay? And what I want to mention about this as well, because I know some people say, well, you don't need to manifest an apology, but some people want that. And again, this is your reality. So, each one of us are different. Each one of us come from different experiences. Each one of us have different ways we think about ourselves, different ways things are created in our reality. And and we all have different experiences we want to create. So whatever experience you want, as long as it's lovely, it is, you can have it, okay? Which I want to read something else in here. Because the desires which impel us to action are those that hold our attention. A desire is but an awareness of something we lack and need to make our life more enjoyable. Desires always have some personal gain in view. The greater the anticipation gain, the more intense the desire. There is no absolutely unselfish desire. So I know a lot of people say, oh my gosh, am I selfish for my desire? Well, if you read that there again, a desire is but an awareness of something we lack. Okay, so something we want. All right. And then it goes on to say, Neville goes on to say, it's basically our spiritual self talking to our human self. So it's coming from our God self telling, we want to experience this. So, you're allowed to have your desire because it's a lack of something. All right. So, you don't need to beat yourself up. So again, if you want that apology, you're allowed to have the apology. You're the only one that's setting those standards or those rules for yourself that you can't have an apology. And why would you do that? If that's what you want, you are totally allowed to have it. But what I would focus on is, not focus on is all those little details to get you there. I would focus on the goal of what you want. Again, if she would just focus on, oh, I intend to get unblocked and spend her energy on that, that wasn't her true desire. Do you see what I'm saying, you guys? Her true desire was for him to come back, apologize, see her worth, and for them to be in a relationship together. So therefore, spending time on being unblocked was not her ultimate goal. Her better use of her energy was to start for her intentions of what her true desire was, which was to have a relationship where she felt understood. Okay, it wasn't, and the apology is not even just like, let me go back. The apology for her was more about being understood, okay? More about them meeting in the middle and having that harmonious relationship where two people take accountability, okay? So that was her goal in her relationship, all right? So that was her intention to have that. And again, as I said, desires come from our higher self, and it's an awareness of something that we lack, all right? And that's what she wanted. So what she did was she worked on revising the fight, okay? And not pretending like it didn't happen, but revising the perception of it, okay? Because her brain wanted to go down to, oh my gosh, this happens over and over again. Everything's always my fault. Why did I do something, one small thing, and then people always blame me? Why did everybody else get away with everything, and one small mistake I make, I can't, this person wants to break up with me. Why can't they see my value? Okay, that's inner conversations. That's going to be repeated over and over again and pushed out to your specific person and everybody. So that's what I'm saying you want to look at, because that's your self-concept saying, okay, I'm always blamed. No one takes responsibility. But that's not her true desire. That's in contrast of her true desire. So what she wanted to do is look at her beliefs and say, you know what? People take accountability in my reality. People also acknowledge, when they mess up. I'm also allowed to make mistakes because I'm a human being. I said something that I regret and I'm sorry for it, and also, so that's the first part, all right, changing that stuff. And then also, if she had the thought process, which she did, that, men don't take responsibility for their actions based on previous history in her life, that's what was said over and over again. So that's her subconscious belief. So she'd want to change that intention and that rule in her reality to, which she did. Men and everybody takes responsibility. They also take accountability. They also, see that there's two people and we want to talk about it because we want this mutual harmonious relationship. All right, so she stopped from saying, I know someone asked in another video, what happens if he's stubborn? The only reason why someone is behaving stubborn is because they're you pushed out and you're projecting that onto them. So if you think someone's stubborn, you can write down, their attribute. They're totally forgiving. They're open. They're vulnerable. All right, if you're somebody also that feels like, you can't get over the past resentment, then you would also want to write that about yourself. I'm somebody that's able to get over things. I'm forgiving, because these are the rules that we're creating. These are the intentions. It goes in our subconscious and it's manifested out, okay? So she came up with these beliefs, but her first thing was really working on her self-worth, okay? Her self-worth, seeing her worthy of what she wanted, not berating herself, not beating herself up. Again, we all create this stuff, but sitting there blaming yourself for creating it is not the goal here, all right? The goal is to see, what do I want, okay? What is my desire, okay? We got in this fight, what's a desire? What do I want? To live in this harmonious relationship. Okay, that's what it is. So therefore, I need to look at what my limiting beliefs are that's stopping it, that I'm self-imposing, because it's only our self-imposing these things, and stop creating those rules. Create the rules that everybody's forgiving. People allow me to make mistakes. Everybody messes up here and there. You know what? This is just going to make our relationship stronger. He's forgiving. He feels really bad that he blocked me. He feels really bad that he kicked me out. He wants to apologize because he cares about me so much that he will not ever want to, will never want to lose me. He wants me in his life, and so you want to change the assumptions about everybody, yourself, how reality works, because you also might have a limiting belief that relationships are hard, okay? And her limiting belief was men aren't loving, men can't take accountability. So that's what's really important, to look at these beliefs, all right, that we're creating for people, and our assumptions and rules that we're creating for ourselves, for other people, for our reality, because that's what's being outpictured. So again, when there's no one to change but yourself, that's what that means. It's changing your assumptions about how you view things, okay? And that's what she was able to do. So the end of this was, she was living from the end of him, you know, apologizing, acknowledging, understanding that he had hurt her by doing that stuff, okay? Instead of blaming herself, he had hurt her and wanted to make it better. And he wanted to be understood as well, and wanted to get back together and never do that to her again. Okay, that's basically what her intention was. So again, we created that intention, came up with some imaginal acts, and guess what? It happened, you guys, because you can reverse anything. You can reverse anything, because, you know, this is all very valuable, because again, the 3D is just an illusion. Everything comes from in here. Every single thing comes from in here. Okay, it's what you're saying, because you are the director of the reality. You are the main character. Everybody else is your character, and you get to write what they're going to show up as. So for instance, if your person's being stubborn, if in this instance, if he's being stubborn, he doesn't take accountability, then you're going to say he takes accountability. He's totally forgiving. He gets over things fast. He loves me so much, okay? So you do that. You would revise that character, as well as for yourself. I'm somebody that's worthy. I'm somebody that people pursue and chase. I'm somebody that people want in their life, okay? And that's something else. She wanted some more, him to pursue her. So you guys, that's what happened. He came over to her house. He apologized. He took accountability. He started pursuing her, okay? He started showing some more romance. And, you know, and you have to also figure out, what does pursue mean to you? So pursue to her meant emotional vulnerability, okay? Emotional openness as well, all right? So, and also he brought a small token gift of, wow, I guess it's not a small token gift. He bought her concert tickets, all right? So you can do what, oh wait, was it, yeah, concert tickets, and then, no, I'm sorry, it was a dinner theater. Yeah, it was a dinner theater is what he got for her, because that's what she wanted. All right, so that's what he got for her, because she wanted it. All right, so again, it's like, what I hope this video is making sense. All right, you create everything, your reality, from your consciousness. All right, we are just opening up and being aware of our consciousness. So if something shows up in our reality, we can kind of reverse engineer that and see what our assumptions, our beliefs are that led to it. And we can revise that with changing our perception. We can come up with new intentions, and we can live from the end of what we want to create, and know that we can have whatever we want, because our desires are a promise, and we can have whatever we want. So that's truly what she wanted. She wanted her man to show up with a little bit more accountability, more understanding, making that she didn't have to be this perfect human being, that she was also allowed to make mistakes. And also she wanted to feel pursued, and she wanted him to start, you know, showing her that he loved her in these sort of ways, and that she was valuable to him, okay? And that's what happened. So guys, they are back together, and she, in this happy relationship, he took ownership, he bought her this special gift, he acknowledged it, what he wanted, and she feels awesome, and he feels awesome, and that is the end goal, okay? So anyway, I intend that this was super helpful, and that you guys can really make connections in your own reality. If something's like happening like this in your reality, realize that you can change anything you want, that your desires are meant to have, that you can have anything that you want, okay? So if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, definitely check out the description and link below, as well as the courses. You know, there's several courses. I just mentioned a couple in this video, but I have a plethora of courses that might be more suitable to your circumstance as well. But again, all my courses are a deep dive into your subconscious, a deep dive into all your assumptions, your beliefs. It has a lot of great intentions. So if you're someone who likes to do self-paced courses, then this is for you, okay? And if not, hopefully this video really helped you guys kind of understand this, maybe where you have some little subconscious beliefs that are blocking your manifestation, that you could tweak and change so you can have what you want in your reality, because that's what manifesting is. It's figuring out what we don't have, looking at the lack, like Neville said, and showing the desire of what we do want, and creating those intentions and creating those imaginal acts to help us get what we want, okay? Because you're allowed to have it. That's what we're here for. We're human beings supposed to have this amazing experience, okay? I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And this is my passion. My passion is just for you guys to be able to manifest what you want and realize you're not trapped by anything, okay? Everything's changeable through manifesting. All right, you guys, have a great day. Bye.